openers.
Anyways, appreciate that feedback. So the Epstein files partial release prompts transparency debate. Attorney General Pam Bondi has announced the release of additional Jeffrey Epstein files. Oh, looking forward to that, right? Though these documents will be redacted to protect confidential information, despite the release, public demand continues for a full unredacted disclosure amid ongoing debates about transparency and alleged cover-ups. Bondi has criticized the FBI for withholding documents, seeking full disclosure by this morning. That was last updated 9 hours ago. And, Gunther Eagleman has a good point here. He says Pam Bondi's political career is now based on releasing the Epstein documents. The quicker she gets it out, the better off she will be, which I 100% agree. Hodge Twins posted a poll, and they asked the question, do you trust Pam Bondi? If no, explain why. Well, I'm not going to explain why, but I'm clicking no for right now, right? You guys agree with that in chat? Let me know. You guys agree with no, or should it be yes? Because when you consider that she was the AG of Florida when the initial arrests came out and happened surrounding Jeffrey Epstein and all that, we saw what we got out of that, right? Nothing. Right. And so, Jeffrey Epstein is dead, to quote Bill Gates. So why are they
He's
trying
dead
to
now?
Yeah. So why are they trying to protect him? Well, it's not that they're trying to protect him. They're trying to protect the clients, which, pretty messed up. Pretty messed up. Tix Bomber says she's iffy. Chose I don't know. Right now I trust her all the way up until this scenario presented itself, and she failed us with this first release. I do tend to believe that she was kind of talking crap and said, well, I got the files on my desk. And then everybody immediately expected, something to come of that. And we saw what happened, but I don't know. If that's the case, she needs to bite her tongue at times. What was that?
I don't trust her. I honestly just think you're a simp if you trust her at this point. And Kash Patel too, for that matter. I think both of their careers actually are pretty heavily lie on this as well. I think one of the things that I saw, maybe it was Laura Loomer who had said this, I can't remember now. What should be done now at this point is actually, instead of actually just attacking Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, go right to Trump. Go right to Trump and say, man, we can't believe he started having bad picks again. This is 2016 all over again. Start doing that. Start acting as now like, we'll give the flag to Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. But actually, you know what? I'm kind of mad at Trump for even picking this woman in the first place. And then start getting Trump to have it be like, this is going to reflect on you now. Not just Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, but like these were your picks, right? You did this whole whip-wash and woozah and didn't get Matt Gaetz in there. Matt Gaetz would have had the files out. And there's already kind of a very popular viral clip from, I can't remember how long ago, it's like almost 7 or 8 months ago, where Matt Gaetz even had alluded to the fact of the matter of why the Epstein files probably more than likely just don't get released in full was because he thinks there are foreign influences that are being protected of such. And so I think that played a big role into the fact that they weren't going to give him the reins in the first place. It was kind of a bit of a show. But yeah, I don't trust her at all. When you say 8 a.m. to the American people, and you also say again, and previously to that, they're on my desk. Let me put it more simply for you. I just don't trust you to do your job now at this point. Whether I trust you at what you're saying, what you thought was true, don't really care anymore. It's the fact that you said to everybody on a live television show, I think it was Fox News, I have the files on my desk and I've seen some things in there. I mean, it's like, to me, it's like, it's just a joke now. It's like, just get out. There's way better people, more qualified people who can handle that position. Shouldn't be there in the first place. Yeah.
Mad News now mentions that Gaetz could come back. I would love to see that. Everybody else got confirmed in Trump's cabinet appointees. Bring back Gaetz. I think now that we have hindsight being 2020, Gaetz probably would have been confirmed, and that's just me speculating, but I see that TNT mentioned people that think it should have been released before it was vetted or retarded. I kind of agree with that. Like, you have to at least read over what you're putting out there, but it just becomes less trustworthy. The longer they hold on to it, the more they redact. I don't know, man. It's they work for the American tax people, and I think it's a general consensus. And we can tell by this, this is small portion of America, but 66,450 people voted. There's 16 hours less left. And I reposted that if you guys want to vote on this poll as well from the Hodge twins. But 58.2% of them said no, they don't trust Pam Bondi. So this is a big, pivotal situation, that's basically going to reflect on her career as AG so far. And yes, I do, D Gulag, I agree. Also, Archie Cunningham, what's up, dude? Good to see you. I believe she isn't getting all the info. And we know that she wasn't getting all the info because the New York FBI office, whatever it's called, was definitely holding back some of that information.
Well, just think about that, right?
Steve said this cabinet made me.
I'm the Attorney General. Oh, these people who work under me won't do the job I told them to do. Oh, woe is me. Like, what are we gonna do about it, guys? Like, what are you effing talking about? You're the Attorney General. Kash Patel works underneath you, even to top it off. What are either of you doing? Go into that goddamn office and get those files out. Fire everybody who's involved. This is the whole point. This is the kind of like the narrative that gets people who don't understand like basic operations, right? It's like they are both in charge of these people. They have full authority to be able to go in there and fire those people immediately. And here's the thing, and here's what I would actually do, because I wouldn't give a single F about it. I'd fire everyone in that entire department. Be like, hey, sorry guys, I don't even care if there's only 3 of you who are messing with these files. Every person in the department entirely cleaned out. I'm going to hire people immediately to go in there and get that stuff taken care of. Because otherwise it makes me question, what is your level of conviction, your level of willingness to do something about it. And then secondly too, she's not one of our guys, right? Pam Bondi also has a history before this too that I think is pretty much very untrustworthy.
Yeah, we critiqued her pretty heavy whenever Trump first appointed her, and we went through and did our ratings. I can't remember. We should try to dig that up and review first couple months of performance, or first month of performance, or whatever it is at that point when we review it, and see how our initial gradings are kind of turning out, right or wrong. I will say, just side note, Marco Rubio seems to be outperforming everybody's expectations, at least to this point.
TNT, could you highlight which channels Pam Bondi would have to go through to fire people that works underneath her? It's laid out pretty well. If you did just a slight bit of Google search, and I hate to call you out like that, but you're someone who's pretty dense on this subject in particular. Just go look at James O'Keefe, go look at Gunther Eagleman. Plenty of people now have blatantly pointed out to the fact of why is actually the firings not occurring. Why is the level actually the fact that the only thing being floated out is you're going to fire these people? If we know damn near 99% percentile that these people are now, they're child rapists, right? Directing human trafficking. There needs to be worse sentences than you just lose your job for protecting these people. This is a matter of like, oh, well, here and here. It's like a matter of like, this is good versus evil. And the FBI is her department. The FBI falls under her jurisdiction.
Yeah, well, that would be on Kash Patel and her and Trump. I mean, I think I don't know. I think that it's part of the mandate that we set when we elected Trump, that we kind of thought that through the process that he was going to appoint somebody to the leader of FBI and to AG parts of his cabinet that were going to get us the results that, we're kind of demanding. And you know what? The thing about this, the only reason why we're talking about it right now is because Pam Bondi opened her mouth in the first place. Right? If she wouldn't have come out and said that they're on my desk, we could all just still be waiting, saying, we're trusting the process. Trump has a lot on his table. He's getting a lot done. We trust Trump. We trust, what's going on. But instead she came out and she opened her mouth and she got us focused on it. She's the one that did it. So I don't expect these people to be perfect, but at some point, I mean, it's like everybody knows that there's people being protected, and maybe it's, a collected effort against, people protecting each other in the FBI. Cassius came in and they're, well, I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was. And then it's really hard to just, pinpoint people. But I mean, if you got a file, a room full of files and videos and stuff like that, it should be pretty obvious. And we want people to be held accountable for the crimes they committed. And it's what's actually, as I said that, I'm wondering, is that island actually considered? Was Epstein Island, was that considered United States jurisdiction, or was that in international waters? I wonder if there's some type of red tape that comes with that, where it's like, well, we can't really prosecute him under U.S. law because it was out of U.S. waters or out of our jurisdiction. I know it's not a part of, well, maybe it is. I'm not sure, but
Part of US Virgin Islands. I just double checked.
It is? Okay. So, that just came into mind, and it's like, okay, well, maybe there's some extra issues when it comes to that. But the fact that Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting in jail for doing this, the fact that Epstein didn't Epstein himself or whatever, is it, what it is. There's a lot to be discovered here. And I think there's the perpetrators of the crimes are being protected for whatever reason. JC says, no, I don't trust Pam. Her first day or so, she was in President Trump's ear trying to set up a new and improved red flag law. Nope, just don't trust her at all. Yeah, and she was pro red flag laws when she was the person in Florida. And so that was one of our big critiques of her when Trump first appointed her. And obviously we don't agree with red flag laws. That's definitely unconstitutional in my opinion. Right. Mad News Now brings up the concept or the idea that maybe Pam is being threatened. We don't know. And these are all fair speculation. I don't know, man. Like, it's to the point where, like I said, after this show, I'm really not going to want to talk about it unless some information actually comes out, or you know what I mean? Because I'm just tired of being strung along. Anna Paulina Luna does it. Pam Bondi did it with this instance. And Kash Patel's been kind of quiet since he's been appointed to, or since he's been confirmed.
Well, you look back and it's been a joke every single time. Every single thing that I pointed out before leading up to this as well, right? I pointed out on the day when we got the executive order, I pointed out the fact that why is every other executive order explicit and direct? This one is like, we're going to get a plan to present the documents. It wasn't actually like an executive order to actually release them. Next thing we get is a task force, because now we have to have people that specifically like handle these things, where everything else is getting very direct, getting done very quickly. Then obviously this debacle as well too. And I would just like to point out, how long ago was it? Like a week or two ago, when we had a presidential buyout. We were buying out all these CIA agents. You can sign up, you're gone.
Eight months of
severance, right?
8 months of severance.
So it shows like there's political willpower. If they want to fire people and get them out of there, like they can do that. There's a very easy thing to get accomplished. These aren't elected officials. They have the channels are no different. And in fact, the government should be much quicker than what it would work in a private setting as well. I understand like the status quo is that things move slowly, but that's because we're getting used to the fact that our government like hardly works for us, and most of the system is just a gummed up piece of trash. But it shows like with the CIA thing, right? There was an easy way to get a lot of people out of there. The biggest thing people had with that was the fact that a lot of these people probably should be getting tried for crimes, but at least they'll take the fact that they'll get bounced out. They'll take the fact that like, okay, at least they're not there anymore. Right. There's easy ways you can do that too. So whichever way is more politically expedient would have been the option I would have taken. But now we're at 2 weeks now since it's been supposedly said that we would be having them out. So it's like, yeah, I don't trust any of it anymore, especially not people who had binders that read most transparent administration ever. It's like all of this just seems like a song and dance now.
It's a psyop almost on the American people. That something I don't know, man. I all I can say is I'm losing my faith, if I ever had any, in Pam Bondi.